Welcome on into Big Play, Big Bets, presented by Tipico Sportsbook. I'm Nick Pedone. No Big Play Dave today. It's just me as well as my producer, Ryan Smith. Ryan, what is going on, man? He's got the big hat on in the producer chair.
Nick, I'm so happy to be here. This is my first time. I am producing as well, but to be on the show with you, I couldn't be more thrilled.
Yeah, we got the big hats on, and you know that only means one thing. It is time to win some big bets on Tipico. We're going to start with the college football slate. USC is 21.5-point favorites on the road in Colorado, and we all know Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, was the story of college football. Kind of hit a little bit of a speed bump last week when he ran into Oregon. So now the next challenge is here. It's USC. It's Caleb Williams, who's probably going to be the #1 overall pick. And this is going to be another huge task for Coach Prime. 71% of money on Tipico Sportsbook right now is on that USC to cover 21.5, as well as 97% of money is just on USC money line outright. There are few believers in Colorado this week, Ryan.
Yeah, and Nick, you know what? I'm not one of them. They got shellacked by Oregon in Oregon. I know they're playing at home in Boulder this time, but I still got Caleb Williams rolling over Coach Prime and his Buffs.
Yeah, I got Caleb Williams as well, covering this 21.5. And listen, I think people will use the Colorado struggles to try to discount what Coach Prime has been able to do. I don't think it's that. Colorado is still a program on the rise, on the return. They only won one game last year. They're going to still be without their best player, Travis Hunter. Give me USC on the road, covering that 21.5. Let's head to Duke, where the Blue Devils will be 5.5-point dogs on their home turf against Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And obviously Sam Hartman and Notre Dame are going to look to avenge that loss that they took to Ryan Day and the Ohio State Buckeyes. I personally think in this matchup that Notre Dame is going to come out firing on all cylinders. I think they're going to play prepared. I think they're going to play pissed off. They've seen all the chatter this week of Ryan Day kind of flexing his guns all over their entire program. They only had 10 men on the field on the last play of the game. I think Notre Dame avenges all of that this week against Duke. I get that it's on the road. I still think this Notre Dame team is the real deal with Sam Hartman. Give me the Fighting Irish.
Nick, I'm with you on that one. I think after they got shut down by Ohio State's defense, they're going to come out with the fire lit under them. I love Sam Hartman still in this game, and as much as Notre Dame fans may not like it, you have that one loss now, so now you better be rooting for Ohio State to win the Big Ten and go undefeated, and you'll still have a chance to get in that playoff.
Yeah, absolutely. 96% of money on Tipico right now on Notre Dame. The public is riding with us on this pick. 74% of money is on Notre Dame spread. People maybe think the 5.5 is a bit too big. I don't know. I think they come pissed off in this game, and I think they cover that 5.5. They win this one by a touchdown easily. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We have more big plays, big bets in our big hats right here on the Big Play Network, presented by Tipico Sportsbook. We're doing the entire NFL Week 4 slate. Don't go anywhere. Welcome on back into Big Play, Big Bets. It's all presented to you by Tipico Sportsbook. And now we are going to run through the entire Week 4 NFL slate. NFL season kind of in full swing here, and we are going to give you our picks. Last week, I went 9-5-2 on my picks. I'm looking to keep that hot streak alive as we progress through this NFL slate. But don't forget, 10 a.m. Sunday until noon. Ryan, hit that music.
Let's do it, baby.
It's Odds Flash time. Odds Flash on Tipico Sportsbook from 10 a.m. to noon on Sunday, right before kickoff. You're going to want to get in on all that action. And I know what you're probably thinking at home. Nick, what the hell is Odds Flash? Why do you have this groovy music playing? And let me explain it to you, folks. It's because every week from 10 a.m. till noon, Tipico Sportsbook are going to take all your money line odds and boost them. You're seriously going to get the best money line odds in all of Ohio on on Tipico Sportsbook, so download that app today. When you do, use promo code BIGPLAY150. You're going to get $150 of bets on us, plus a $30 dog pound bet to bet on our Browns this Sunday. It's all with Odds Flash. It's all with Tipico Sportsbook. You got to download it to hear what I'm talking about. And 10 a.m. from noon, we are boosting those odds for the best odds in all of Ohio. Download Tipico today. Promo code BIGPLAY150. We'll start this thing off in London, baby. The international games are back. I love it. You know, they start cheering for the kickoffs, and extra points is really when Wembley Stadium gets all loud. The Jags are 3-point favorites in their future home, probably in London, against the Atlanta Falcons. I'm going to go ahead and take the Jaguars on this one. They've been a very strange team to me. I don't know what's going on with them. An up and down start to the year. It's weird. You never really say a team could get right in London. Usually teams dread that trip across the pond, but I do think it's a great opportunity for the Jags. They have a lot of fans out there because they play over there so often. I think they cover that 3-point spot.
Nick, I'm on you with that one. I got one word for you. Duval. Alrighty, we saw C.J. Stroud, our Buckeye, kind of carve up that Jaguars secondary, throw for over 300 yards again. And I expect Desmond Ridder to not have that same success. I expect a little bit of bounce back, and I hope some fire under the Jaguars. They are in the worst division in football, in my opinion. And if they win this game, they'll be right back on track to go ahead and win it.
Yeah, I mean, coming into the year, the Jags were a trendy AFC pick, and right now that's not looking that great. So I think the Jags have to get back here. Like you said, Desmond Ridder, the Atlanta Falcons, I get they have the impressive start to the season, impressive record. I'm not buying into them quite yet. Fun little tidbit on this game. 48% of anytime touchdown money on Tipico Sportsbook is on Calvin Ridley to score a touchdown against his former team. I think I'll probably sprinkle in a little small wager on that. That'll be a lot of fun. Let's keep this slate going. We'll start off with the 1 o'clock. We'll just get this right out of the way. Broncos 0-3, Bears 0-3. They should play this game at 2 in the morning on Cartoon Network because this game is going to be the prison inmate matchup. If you're in jail right now, you should be forced to watch this game. The Bears are 3-point dogs on their home field against the Broncos, who just got a 70 burger put up on them. I don't know what to make of this game, really. I think it'll be entertaining to watch because both teams are so miserable.
Nick, you know how the Falcons and the Jaguars, they're in London, they're playing in that Toy Story game. They keep promoting. That should be this game because that game is going to be child's play.
What's the movie, Ryan? It's like probably early 2000s, that Flushed Away movie. That's what I want to do with this movie. I want to flush this game away. Give me the Bears because they're at home. They're home underdogs, and I just have no faith in Russell Wilson anymore. I think he's cooked. I've said that for a while. I don't see a way that he wins there. Give me Justin Fields as a dog on his home field.
I'm going to go ahead and against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead with Sean Payton and Russell Wilson here. I think the Bears are just a little bit more worse than the Broncos, and with all the coaching stuff going on, I like the Broncos' chances in this one. A little bounce back. Let's see them get their first win of the season. So with that being said, Nick, I got to do it to you.
Oh, no.
I got to fade Pedone. My first one on the show.
I didn't know that you had that capability. I thought Dave had that installed on the desk over there. Jeez. All right, well, we'll keep trugging along here. The Vikings are 4.5-point favorites on the road against the Panthers. Bryce Young will be back for this game in Carolina. Neither of these teams really getting it done for me. Give me the Vikings here just because I have to pick one of them.
I'm going to roll with the Vikings as well in this one. I think they're going to put up too many points for Bryce Young and the Panthers to come back. Kirk Cousins does lead the league in passing yards through the first 3 weeks here. So I continue that trend, and I think it's going to be too much offensive firepower for the Panthers to mimic it.
Yeah, Jay Jettas. I think it's a banged-up Panthers defense too already. Vikings the pick there. Let's go to Nolans, where the Saints are 3.5-point favorites at home against Baker Mayfield's Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This one is super interesting to me because the public is fading Jameis. 8% of money on Tipico right now is on the Buccaneers covering this plus 3.5 point spread against the Saints. I'm with them. I'm going to take Baker outright to upset the Saints in New Orleans. Give me the Bucks. I've got the Bucks winning this game on the road, kind of bouncing back their primetime loss Monday Night Football. They couldn't get it done against the Eagles. They were completely outclassed there. Jameis to me, man, like you saw they blew that gigantic lead. I think the word is just out on the player that he is. I got the Bucks in upset fashion there.
My hat almost fell off when I saw you take Baker there, but I'm going to go with the Saints in this one. We saw Baker against an elite defense in Philadelphia, kind of get nothing there going on offense. Saints, once again, have another tremendous defense. It's been carrying them throughout the first 3 weeks of this season. Yes, I'm worried about Jameis, throwing 5 picks in a game, but I think all he's got to really do in this one is score 21 to win, and I trust the Saints defense to not let Baker do the same.
All right, and obviously that's a big one, divisional game as well. Let's head to Houston, where the Texans are 2.5-point dogs on their home field against Kenny Pickett's Pittsburgh Steelers. The AFC North is always going to be weird because the Steelers just refuse to go away, and here's an easy game for them against CJ Stroud, who has looked improved. I'm going to take the Steelers. It's weird, but I think I have to do it. I can't bet against Mike Tomlin in this spot, despite CJ playing better.
Yeah, so this one to me is just going to go down to who I think has the better offense. And yes, it's a rookie in CJ Stroud, but he's shown real signs that he's going to transition like he did. And I really expect the Texans to be able to put up some points on this very, very poor secondary in Pittsburgh. So I'm going to ride with CJ Stroud on this one.
Wow. All right, I got the Steelers. Ryan on the Texans. We will head to Indy. The Colts are in a pick'em against the LA Rams. Anthony Richardson is back in this game, which should be a fascinating kind of piece in all of this. Give me the Rams, though. I think the Rams are kind of being a little bit underrated. They're not very good. I still think they're better than the Colts. I'll take LA.
I'm going to ride with the Colts on this one as well. I really do like Anthony Richardson. I'm sorry. Actually, I meant to say I'm riding with you. I'm going Rams. My bad. Yeah, I just think better coach in Sean McVay. I think a little more offense is figured out there. I just don't see the Colts really competing with the Rams in this one.
No, I know. And Minshew Mania was a lot of fun. Obviously, they're riding high after that win against the Ravens. I just don't know if that could keep up. We'll go rapid fire through some of these crummier ones. Chargers -5 at home against the Raiders. I think the Chargers could win this game and cover this 5 pretty easily. I'm not impressed with what they're serving me up out there with Josh McDaniels in Vegas at all. I'm on the Chargers pretty heavy with this 5.5 spots.
Yeah, I'm on the Chargers as well. Their offense hasn't been the problem for them this year. It's been their defense. Justin Herbert's actually the only starting quarterback without a turnover this year.
Yeah.
So his defense needs to pick up some slack on their end. Raiders' offense is giving me no signs of life, especially if they're out without Jimmy, who's in the concussion protocol. So this is the Chargers game, and if they don't cover, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah, and I think too, like if they don't win this game, maybe even cover, I think that conversation about our local guy Brandon Staley just starts getting louder and louder. 49ers are 14-point favorites, 2 touchdown favorites at home against Josh Dobbs and the Cardinals. I hate the 14-point thing. I'm staying away. I'll throw Niners money line in a parlay probably because I have to, but I'm on the Niners. I hate that game.
I hate it as well, and I really do want to go 49ers -14, that is, but it is such a big spread. And Josh Dobbs out there in Arizona getting no respect. His own team didn't have his jersey in the team shop. That's unacceptable. I'm going to ride with the Cardinals on this one to cover. I'm doing it for Josh Dobbs.
Yeah, and obviously a friend of Burke Airport, Josh Dobbs. Hopefully he could get it done, but I'm not very optimistic. Let's go to Dallas, where the Cowboys are 6.5-point favorites against the Patriots. Listen, I get that people kind of had their laugh, Stephen A. Smith namely, about the meltdown that happened with Dallas last week. I don't think that's going to be the norm. I think it was one game. No Trevon Diggs. They're going to figure things out. The Patriots and Mac Jones are not good at all. 6.5 is a big number, and something that stands out to me, 93% of money was on Patriots +7 when this game opened. But since it's moved to 6.5, just 83% of money completely flipped now on the Cowboys. So people kind of, that magic number, 7 or 6.5, whatever you believe in, I don't think it really matters. I think the Cowboys win this game by 10.
Nick, you were hot last week, so I'm going to continue to ride your wave here. I agree. I'm going Cowboys -6.5. They're a team that is much, much, much better when they're home. They've proven that over the last 2 years or so. so much of a better offense. I expect them to win by at least a touchdown in this one.
I love it. We're going to do our primetime games here, Ryan, and then we'll wrap with the Cleveland Browns. Make people hold out for a little bit longer. We'll start on Sunday Night Football. The chatter about this is going to be the Kelsey Taylor Swift thing, right? We've already teamed up with Tipico Sportsbook. You could go check out the Big Play boost in the app where Travis Kelsey has to have over 89 receiving yards for the 1989 Taylor Swift fans that are out there. 89 receiving yards, Travis Kelsey anytime touchdown, and Chiefs to win. That's going to be the chatter of this game. And I'm honestly kind of glad about that because this game is not going to be very good. The Jets are not a very good team. Sans Aaron Rodgers now that it's Zach Wilson. I really don't understand why Robert Saleh is kind of dying on the Zach Wilson train when they could trade for a QB. They could try signing somebody, just try anything else. And this is a formidable opponent for the Jets in the Chiefs. I got the Chiefs covering this 8.5. I think this is another 10-point game here in prime time. I don't think this one's going to be very exciting, but really I'm going to be watching out for this Kelsey Swift boost. I want to see Travis score. I want to see him go over 89 yards. A dude from Cleveland Heights. I think he has a big game here, and that's really the only reason to watch for me.
Yeah, you know what they say? They say good teams win, but great teams cover. And I'm expecting that Travis Kelsey is going to want to go out there and prove to T Swift that he's great. I'm taking the Chiefs minus 8.5, and it would be a real travesty, Nick, if the Jets go ahead and cover that spread.
It sure would be, especially with Swifty in attendance out there. Let's go to Monday Night Football. The Giants and the Seahawks pretty much have a pick 'em. You could try to find a spot on this in the alternate spreads on Tipico. You could find it -1 in favor of the Seahawks, probably the likely spread that's out there and been out there throughout the week. I'm going to go ahead and take Seattle in this game. I hate doing that when a team goes cross-country. Listen, last year I really thought that the Giants were kind of just a flash in the pan. I didn't really buy into it. Saquon Barkley is going to be questionable and probably a game-time decision up until this game. I don't think that he goes. I think it's still too early to test that ankle, especially with such a high-profile player like Saquon. I'm going to take Seattle, traveling all the way across America to New York and getting this job done out there. I'm just not a believer in the Giants.
I'm with you on that, Nick. I'm going to go ahead and take the Seahawks to cover this one. I think they're hands down a better team, better coached.
Way better coach.
And I don't see New York really being able to hold their own against Seattle. And you know what? I could be proved wrong, but New York really hasn't given me any reason to believe in them. So I'm riding with you on Seattle.
All right, let's go to Cleveland Browns Stadium. 1 o'clock on Sunday. It'll be a phenomenal morning leading up to this game as Joe Thomas is getting enshrined to the Browns Ring of Honor. It's been really just the summer of Joe Thomas here in Cleveland after he was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. The Browns are 3-point favorites in this one, but something to keep an eye on is how this line will move throughout the weekend because Deshaun Watson is going to be questionable for this game. He was limited at practice all throughout the week, and then on Friday, you usually think, okay, he'll ramp things up. It's more of a walkthrough type feel, get all the reps with the ones and be ready to go on Sunday. That wasn't the case. He threw just 2 passes, and then he was out. Talked with the lead trainer and the athletic staff, talked with Kevin Stefanski, who said that he's hopeful that he'll play on Sunday, and they're leaving his status as questionable. That's my X factor going into this, because if Deshaun plays, I don't even think he needs to be the Deshaun that we saw against the Titans because the Ravens are banged up right now. If Deshaun plays, I think the Browns cover this 3. I'm not sure about DTR. I don't think I've had enough time to just completely accept it, internalize it, especially against Harbaugh, who's going to have his guys coached up, especially against a rookie quarterback. I think Deshaun plays in this game, and I think the Browns win. I'm going to leave it there for now.
Yeah, you never want to see a rookie come in and make his first NFL start against a coach like Harbaugh, nonetheless a division opponent. So if that's the case, then I'm definitely a little bit lower on the Browns, but either way, I still think they get it done. But I would love to see Deshaun out there, and like you said, Nick, he doesn't have to go out there and, have a 80% completion rate, throw for 2 touchdowns over 300 yards. He just got to do his thing, prevent the turnovers and let the Browns defense carry.
Yeah, hit the layups, stay upright, don't get sacked. I know the Browns offensive line has had a little bit of natural regression this year. They haven't been one of the best groups in the league like we've been accustomed to under Kevin Stefanski, but keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on Deshaun. Keep an eye on that shoulder, even throughout the game for our live bettors out there. That's going to be something to monitor. 56% of money on Tipico Sportsbook is on Browns money line. 51% of money is on the Browns spread. So there's some people a little leery wanting to see the actual confirmed status of Deshaun in this matchup. And if you're watching this from 10 a.m. to noon, make sure you give a look to Tipico Sportsbook because Odds Flash is going on. They are going to have the best odds in all of Ohio with our guys over at Tipico. So download the Tipico Sportsbook app today. When you do, you're going to get $150 of bets on us plus a $30 dog pound bet to bet on this Browns game. It's all presented to you by Tipico Sportsbook. We are Big Play, Big Bets. Ryan, it's been a lot of fun, and let's win some money this week. Good luck to everybody on their bets out there, and we'll see you with Big Play Dave back in studio next week. Until then, see ya.